Ready to go. Honey, let's begin.
Hi, my name's Trish and my new book is called A Maze of Grace, a memoir of second chances. It's a follow-up to my first book, He Loves Me, He Loves Me Not. My first memoir was about looking for the right guy and finding the right God in the process. And it ended at my wedding to this amazing man named Steve. And the reason I ended it there was partly because that makes for a nice story, but also because as I ended that book, I was in the middle of figuring out, well, how do I do this thing, this marriage thing? It was my second shot at it. Every other thing I tried had failed pretty spectacularly. And so I found myself really casting around looking for just any sort of guidance about what this could look like other than the stories we hear about how marriage is disappointing and, once you get married, everything goes downhill after that. In the middle of this, I was also exploring this spiritual path that seemed crazy to absolutely everyone I knew in my home city of Cambridge, Massachusetts. And so I'm trying to figure out marriage and I'm trying to figure out spirituality, and that's what A Maze of Grace is about, is that journey. I felt a lot of the time, I grew up near the water in Maine, and I felt a lot of the time like I had one foot on each of two different docks, and the docks were sort of going apart from each other. And I wanted to bring them back together because I feel like more is possible in our romantic lives than sometimes it feels safe to hope for, and more is possible in our spiritual lives than I think we're encouraged to even look for. I had this dream that marriage could be better than what the magazine's articles and books were suggesting. I had waited so long to find my Mr. Right. And I heard so many people saying, oh, marriage is hard, and I thought, no. And do you remember what it's like to be single? That, for me, was really hard. And having waited so long for my Prince Charming, I figured there has to be a way to enjoy life together. And I found that there was. I actually was surprised to find that marriage to Steve was easier than I thought it would be, partly because of him. Very little of that has to do with me. But life gets complicated in ways that I think we didn't see coming. In a way, I think that's the actual fairy tale journey, that when the bride and groom ride off into the sunset, they go over a hill and a lot of times get clobbered by things they never saw coming. And that was what happened to Steve and I. And that's what I talk about in this book, is how do you have hope when you get clobbered? How do you get back up and keep going towards your dreams, towards what you hope?